How are we doing today? My name's Jason. I am the owner of SELA Coastal Homes, and I build beach houses up here in the upper Texas coast, and right now I'm currently building over here in Crystal Beach. Every once in a while, I have like an hour or two or three of downtime during the day, and I like to come down to the beach and do a little Bible study. And today was one of those days when it was just a beautiful day. And again, this isn't planned, this isn't scripted, it's just me kind of talking. So honestly, business has been tough given the current housing market, and I was kind of feeling a little bit sorry for myself. So I figured I would come down here to the beach, and in doing that, I realized a couple things. The first thing is I have nothing to feel sorry about. I have my health, and while business is tough, I have a family who loves me, and more importantly, I have a relationship with the Lord. And given the circumstances a couple hours down the road in Kerrville, I can't imagine what those families are going through and just the grief. And so I found myself feeling a little bit guilty about the way I was feeling. And what it did was it led me to 2 Kings and 2 Chronicles. And I started reading about the life of King Hezekiah, because you see, my business struggles have not only been affecting my personal life, but they've also been affecting my spiritual walk as well. And so for those of you who don't know, King Hezekiah was one of the most important kings, not David or Solomon. King Hezekiah became king of Judah when he was like 24 or 25 years old. And he followed the Lord with a passion when he first became king. No matter what, he reformed the temples, he restored Passover, he restored the law, he ripped down all of the idols, all of the Asherah poles, all of the worshiping in the high places, and he was truly a man after the Lord's heart for the very beginning of his kingship. Even after the northern kingdom fell at the hands of the Syrians, Jerusalem was completely surrounded and there was certain destruction. And King Hezekiah, along with Isaiah the prophet, they prayed to the Lord. And due to his heartfelt prayer, the Lord saved Judah from certain destruction at the hands of the Syrians. But you see, the older King Hezekiah got, the more pride seeped in, and the more apathy crept in. And he stopped crediting the Lord for his successes and just started taking that for granted. And later in life, he would become sick, and he would again turn to the Lord, and the Lord blessed him with 10 more years. But the thing is that King Hezekiah, he did not use that additional time to glorify the Lord. He became more apathetic. And sure enough, at the end of his life, what was once this relationship with the Lord that was full of promise and praise and just devotion would later become just a walk of just going through the motions, to the tune of where after his death, his son Manasseh would become king. And his son was born after the Lord extended his life. And Manasseh would become the most evil king in the history of Judah. In fact, he was so evil that the Lord destined Judah for destruction due to the acts of Manasseh. So with that, it made me think of Hebrews 12, 1 through 2. Therefore, since we also have such a large crowd of witnesses surrounding us, let us lay aside every hindrance and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that lies before us, keeping our eyes on Jesus and the source and perfecter of our faith. And so I've just been sitting down here thinking about that this afternoon. And the fact is, no matter what challenge, struggle we face, no matter the grief, no matter the questions, we cannot allow ourselves to become Hezekiah. We are so blessed with the nation that we live in. We have so much opportunity. And am I walking every day with my eyes on the goal of eternity, or making a buck and building a business? And I can tell you lately, for me, it's been the latter. And I have been more like Hezekiah than what I care to admit. And my relationship with the Lord has suffered because of that. And again, I go back to Kerrville, and while I can't pretend to know what those families are going through and the grief of losing their loved ones, I do know what the Lord can do in tragedy. Because when we flooded during Harvey and were boated out of my house during Harvey, I saw the Lord work in ways in the coming weeks and months that only He could do. And it was all with a focus on eternity and saving lives for eternity. And I have no doubt that Kerrville is the exact same way. So, what all I'm saying is that it's so easy to get distracted in the everyday ups and downs that we can't allow ourselves to lose focus on our purpose, which is eternity. And that is what our sole purpose is for this life. And that is what God is most concerned about, is us spending eternity with Him. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the gospel. That's why Jesus came, for you and for me, because we're not going to be perfect during our time on this earth. We can't be perfect. All we can do is have relationship with Him, give Him the keys, and just trust Him to walk with Him and lead us and guide us. So share that with somebody. Share that good news with somebody. So I thank you all for taking a couple minutes and just listening to an old guy just kind of pour his heart out on the beach. Sorry for the wind. It's crazy. It is the beach. What can I say? But so until the next one, we'll catch you in the next episode of Texas Coastal Construction. You all have a blessed day. Talk to you soon. Bye.